numerologist community, and welcome back to another episode of the full and new moon series that I do on a fortnightly basis with the lovely Kelli Fox. Hey Kelli, how are you?
Hi Rose, I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Great to see you again. So today we are going to be talking about an awesome new moon. I love new moons in Leo, and that's on the 8th of August. So it's an 8/8 day as well, which doesn't numerologists quite like the sound of too. What's this one got in store? Yeah, absolutely.
Very powerful. So new moons are all about new beginnings, and it's when the sun and moon come together from our perspective here on Earth. And so what it means is we're planting the seeds so we can start something new, but we can't expect instant results, especially because, you know, Leo is a fixed sign. So it's going to take time to evolve and grow into what we want. And so, you know, the other thing with this new moon in Leo, you know, Leo is all about the ego and the self. It's also about creativity. It brings a lot of drama, as new moons and mostly full moons usually do. So it's about any sort of new creative project that we're looking to start would be an excellent time, regardless of our sign. Now, if you are a fixed sign, and that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, it means bold, brave, new beginnings. And we've got the involvement of an opposition to Saturn, which is about karma and responsibility. So the new moon is opposite, the sun and moon are opposite Saturn, karma, responsibility, obligation, discipline, duty. And then it's forming a square to Uranus, planet of the unpredictable or the unexpected. And so what all of that means is that this is a time where we can, you know, sow the seeds or plant the seeds for what we want for the future. There could be some unexpected twists and turns in the way because of Uranus. And there might be some responsibility or karmic debt that we have to repay before we can move forward into what we want for the future. Anything around, as I said, you know, creativity or leadership or our goals or our ambitions or anything that we sort of just want to get going and want to quickly move ahead, we have to sort of, you know, maybe take our time and sort of slow it down a bit, because we can't expect instant results, you know, with this type of energy. Now, the other thing is we've got the involvement of Mercury. Mercury, being the planet of communication, is also in the mix here. So we've got Mercury with the sun and moon. So it's about what we say is going to be really important at this time. We have to speak up, or we have to get our plans out onto paper or verbalize or whatever that may be. We can't just keep things swirling in our head. We've actually got to, you know, the first step needs to be anything around communication is going to be so crucial right now with this energy.
And I love that as well, Kelli, because they always say that goals written down are more likely to sort of manifest, you're more likely to achieve them. So it sounds like a really good opportunity for everyone to really do that. Now, I did mention at the start that this is an 8/8 day. So anybody watching this, you can actually head to the link in the description to find out all about what that power day means in numerology. But the other thing about this new moon is that it's also called the Lionsgate portal. And I believe that's something to do with the rising of the star Sirius, is that correct?
Sirius, yeah, Sirius is one of the stars in the constellation of Leo. There's all different stars. Actually, and the star that I think about first and foremost for Leo is Regulus. And the reason being is because, you know, Regulus sits at the very final point of Leo, and it's the royal star. And so that's why I always think when you say star and Leo, I'm thinking Regulus really instead. And so Regulus being the royal star of Leo, the final fated point of Leo, you know, and just recently we had Mars in Leo at the final point of the Regulus star opposing Jupiter. I know I'm getting off on a tangent here, but it's like
no, I think it's super interesting.
You said, and so when was it? It was back at the end of July. It was like the 29th or something, 30th of July. We had Mars opposite Jupiter. And so, Mars was sitting at this Regulus, on Regulus, the royal star opposite Jupiter. So it was like ego versus the collective consciousness. That's a theme that we sort of bring with us now into this new moon. It's, Leo's about the ego or the self, and we've got to be careful that we don't just make choices or base our decisions off our own ego, and know that we fit with something much bigger. Because throughout July and August, we're having not just Jupiter retrograde back into Aquarius, but we've got 2 full moons in Aquarius, which I think I talked about recently. But it's incredible that we've got all this collective consciousness coming about, and yet the shadow, or the other side of that, the dark side of that, is this ego-driven new moon in Leo, where it's about finding the balance between how we fit with the group, really, versus having our own individual needs met by this Leo new moon. And of course, again, just to reiterate, new moons are about new beginnings, or planting the seed or sowing the seed for being able to move forward into the future.
That's super exciting. And we've actually got a new moon manifestation guide that you can get in the link in the description as well. But I just wanted to mention that it's really interesting you talk about the individual stars of the Leo constellation, and I imagine all of the other signs would have the same sort of, well, obviously not the same stars, but the same sort of breakdown like that. And it's really interesting. I have never thought about the signs as sort of a collection of stars. I suppose that's strange, because that is essentially what they are, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And then, our ancient ancestors looked at the pattern of the stars within a certain range, like from the ecliptic up, and then made out the constellations. So they saw a lion within the fixed stars of Leo and what have you. So that's how the stars came about. But really, as an astrologer, I'm tracking the movement of the planets, and then with our filter, looking at the planets through these star constellations. And that's how we get the energies of the astrology that we do today.
Yeah, right. Well, that's super interesting. Thank you so much, Kelly, for all that information. I know we went off on a bit of a tangent there, but I'm sure our viewers won't mind. I certainly didn't. So I hope all you guys listening have a great new moon. Make the most of it, because next we'll be heading into the second full moon in Aquarius. So we're looking forward to hearing all about that one on the next video. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Rose. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more readings and forecasts every single week. Head to the description now for your free numerology reading and to view our latest blogs.